Hi friends, today is Thursday, May 7th, 2020. We are still learning about plants and hopefully you've seen lots of good books about plants and that you have done some activities with plants. Today I'm going to read a book called The Reason for a Flower. It's written by Ruth Heller and it has some very beautiful pictures in it. I think you're going to enjoy these. A Reason for a Flower. Birds and bees. And these, see the butterflies? And these sip nectar from the flowers. And as they search for more and more pollen from the flower before goes to the next one, they explore. So these bees are going in to get nectar from one flower and pollen is sticking to their fur, their little hairs on their body, and when they go to the next flower, the pollen comes off and it pollinates the flower. Some pollen travels in the breeze without the help of birds or bees and very often makes you sneeze. From an anther on a stamen to a stigma on a style, pollen grains must travel and stay a little while, and then you'll see the reason. So they come from the anther that's on a stamen in this plant, and they go to the same kind of plant and land on the stigma that's on the style. For each flower, even weeds. The reason for a flower is to manufacture, that means make, seeds that have a cover of one kind or another. Some grow inside a juicy fruit, and it's not odd to find them growing in a pod. See a pea pod? The largest one's a coconut. That's a seed. Seeds travel far and wide. Some even like to hitch a ride upon a bike or a shoe. Squirrels hide them and forget they do. Acorns. And see the little burr on his shoe? Some have burrs that stick to furs and travel at a gallop. This rabbit has a seed on him. Seeds can settle anywhere they find water, sun, and air, and then grow roots and stems and leaves. Look at all the roots. Some of these you can eat. Some we do not. Some seeds grow up to be trees. These grow where it's very dry. See the cactus? Cacti? And these grow where it's wet. These may not look like flowers, but they're the most important yet. Rice, barley, corn, and millet are cereals we need to eat. Wheat and bamboo are a treat for animals who don't like meat. They are called herbivorous. Would you believe these plants eat meat? And they are called carnivorous or carnivorous. The largest flower ever found grows in the jungle near the ground, a parasite clinging tight to roots of a tree that feed it. It's 3 feet wide or maybe 4, weighs 15 pounds and sometimes more, and has a nasty odor. Rafflesia is its name. So usually flowers smell good, but this one is not a good smelling flower. It stinks. But here's a flower that owes its fame to smelling very sweet, and scientists agree that magnolias seem to be a prehistoric family. I love magnolias. They're so delicious to smell. All flowers are angiosperm. That's an ancient Grecian term. Here are just a very few products made from them for you. Paper, wood, straw, candy, coffee, tea, popcorn, chocolate, pasta, cotton, rope, perfume, bread, cork, rubber, medicine. All of those things they get from plants. Plants that have no flowers are fascinating too. Mushrooms don't have any flowers. This one has become a plum. All right. I did want to read a second book to you today. It's called One Bean, and then I have an activity that you can do to go with this one. So this one's called One Bean, and it's written by Anne Rockwell. And this is something you can do at home, like a little science experiment. One bean. I had one bean. It was dry and smooth and hard. I put it on a wet paper towel. I covered it with another wet paper towel. Soon its skin had turned all wrinkly. The seed coat got wet. Softens up. My bean had gotten fatter too. I think it got too fat for its skin because the skin split. This meant it was time to plant my bean. I filled a paper cup with black potting soil. Then I laid my fat, wrinkly bean in the cup and covered it with soil. I watered it when the soil was dry. Even though I couldn't see my bean hidden under the damp black soil, I watched it every day. Then one day, just like in the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, something wonderful happened. A greenish-white stalk poked up from the soil. My bean was dangling from the end of it. That part will fall off. Soon 2 leaves grew on my bean plant. These were shaped like Valentine hearts. More green heart-shaped flowers sprouted. My bean plant grew bigger and bigger. It needed a bigger place to live and grow. Can't stay in that little pot anymore. I filled the flower pot with potting soil. Very gently, very carefully, I took my one bean with its bright green leaves and roots spreading through black, moist soil out of the paper cup. I planted it in a flower pot where it could stay. Sunshine shone on it and made my bean plant grow some more. One day, I saw lots of little green bumps on my green plant. Those little green bumps were buds. The buds burst open and lots of white flowers blossomed among the green leaves. When the white flowers fell off, tiny, tiny bean pods hung in their place. Before long, there were lots of bean pods growing on my beautiful bean plant. Those tiny bean pods grew bigger. One day I picked one. I split it open and looked inside. And what do you think I saw? I saw some smooth and shiny beans shaped just like the one bean that had started it all. I picked a few pods and ate the beans that grew inside them, and they were very, very good. All right. So friends, in my kitchen, I had some dried beans. These ones are kidney beans. And I also have black beans and I have some navy beans in my kitchen. So what I have found that if you take these beans, even though they aren't in a seed packet, they will sometimes grow. So I got a piece of paper towel, 1 square paper towel, and I have to fold the paper towel in half. Then I'm going to fold it in half the other way so that it makes a small rectangle. And inside my very small rectangle, I'm going to have the opening on the top, is where I'm going to put my beans. But first I'm going to take my paper towel rectangle with the opening at the top so I can slide my beans in, and I'm going to put it in a baggie. So I'm sliding it into the baggie. Then I'm going to pin open the paper towel on the inside so I can get down in there. and I'm going to put in some beans. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to take a spray bottle and I'm going to give my paper towel probably 10 or 12 good squirts so that the towel is moist. All right. Probably could use a little bit more. Don't make it dripping wet at the bottom, but just enough that the whole paper towel is wet. Then I'm going to close up the Ziploc baggie, and I'm going to ask Mom or Dad for a piece of tape, and I'm going to find a very sunny window, and I'm going to tape this in the window. It will get nice and warm, and because it's wet, the seed coat will soften up, and then the plant will start to grow. But you have to make sure that you always keep the paper towel moist. So every day you might have to give it a few squirts from the squirt bottle to get it to stay moist. All right, let me know. You can take a picture of it when it starts to sprout and send it to me, and I will do the same. I will put this in my window. All right, friends, have a great day. Make sure to get on to Google Classroom, and I'll give you a handwriting job tomorrow. We did the science experiment today. All right, have a great day. Learn lots.